2021 is mad. Yo guys, how's it going? And welcome back once again to the penultimate video of the race reaction series for the 2021 Formula One season. And obviously we're talking about the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix, and my mind is actually blown by what we just witnessed in this race. Honestly, I'm recording this on the Wednesday, so I've had time to sort of process it a little bit, but I'm still not over it. I have no idea what that race was, but it was absolutely chaos. Obviously we're gonna get straight into it. My reactions, what my opinions were on everything that happened. There's so much to cover, so let's waste no time. Let's get into it. So to kick us off then, we're just going to talk about Mercedes and Red Bull together, because obviously so much happened between Lewis and Verstappen in this race. I just can't be bothered to just go back and forth. So we're just going to do them all in one go, Red Bull and Mercedes together. So obviously Lewis Hamilton won the race from Max Verstappen, and Lewis Hamilton also taking the fastest lap of the race as well. Obviously Max had the qualifying incident on the final lap. It was probably going to be the best qualifying lap of the weekend and for the entire year. He was absolutely on a flyer, and unfortunately binned it in the wall. So yeah, Lewis was on pole. Max started third in the end after Bottas sort of split them on his final run as well. Obviously the race got off to a good start for Lewis, Bottas in second and Max third, so that was all fine. Lap 10, Schumacher crashes into the wall, obviously at turn 23 or 22, I think. I can't really remember which one it is. There's so many corners on this track, it's ridiculous. But obviously it was the same track that, same corner that Leclerc went off in practice, and then yeah, so that obviously brought out the safety car, and then we had the delay with the FIA, and then yeah, so we had the first restart, and obviously we had the red flag first, and then we had the restart, which put Max ahead of Lewis, and then obviously Lewis got a really good start on the first restart, and then unfortunately Max just thought, oh, I'm just going to dive around the outside, even though there's no room. I'm going to force Hamilton off and let Esteban Ocon through, which technically is what happened. I don't know why Max thought there was a gap there, because there definitely wasn't. You know, I know he's in a championship fight, and I know he's supposed to be aggressive, and same for Lewis as well, but every incident this weekend, I didn't see anyone was talking about Verstappen's aggression or anything like that. Everyone was just blaming Lewis, and just I honestly don't get it. It's so random. But obviously, yeah, we had the first incident with that one, and then obviously the red flag came out again for Perez's crash. And then a similar incident happened again into turn one. Obviously, Esteban Ocon 3 wide into turn one. Verstappen goes down the outside, on the inside, of Lewis, and finally makes a clean move. And then obviously that was all dandy and fine. But then obviously the race carried on. Lewis got past Ocon, and then we got to the moment where Lewis was catching Verstappen down the start-finish straight with DRS, goes around the outside. And once again, it kind of reminded me again of Brazil, with the whole sort of thing of, you know, track limits being pushed off when, you know, gaining an advantage and whatnot is like forcing another driver off the track. And he did get a 5-second time penalty for it, which, you know, a lot of people didn't agree with. But, you know, again, this is the thing. I'm gonna defend Verstappen here for a second, because I feel like the reason why he's so aggressive is because obviously, you know, he's in a championship fight, and you know it's Max. We know he's a fantastic defensive driver, and he always has been. But because he got away with it in Brazil, and the FIA didn't punish him in Brazil, he's decided to do it again this time around. Obviously, knowing that the championship is literally coming down right to the wire, which I understand. But, you know, the FIA are inconsistent once again. It just comes down to consistency from the FIA once again. So, yeah, we had all that fiasco going on. And then we come to, I think it was lap 37, where Lewis went into the back of Max after he got told to let him past. A lot of people are saying Lewis had plenty of time to react, which he did. But obviously, Verstappen got the message from the FIA to slow down, and Lewis didn't, and he didn't have any kind of yellow flags or safety cars on his dashboard, so he's probably thinking, what the hell's going on? I haven't been informed of the information, which again, FIA, why are you not communicating to both teams at the same time? And surely, when you do communicate the message to the person, surely it should be the car behind getting the message first, because they know that the person in front is going to slow down. That's why Lewis did what he did, and accidentally went to the back of Max Verstappen. So again, I'm not sure if that's really down to the FIA, or, well, it is down to the FIA, because obviously they make the decision whether to swap the positions or not. But again, obviously, you know, Lewis didn't have any sort of warning, any sort of anything going on, and he probably didn't want to pass Verstappen just in case it was a virtual safety car, because we had so many throughout the race that he didn't want to overtake Verstappen and get done for like dangerous driving. So I understand that point, but no one mentioned that. Everyone was just like, Lewis is just driving into the back of him, what is going on? And yeah, no, people don't see the bigger picture, unfortunately. You know, I like I said, I know I'm a Lewis Hamilton fan, so you know, Verstappen fans come at me, but you know, no one was talking about Lewis's problems or anything. Well, there were, but majority of people would still blame Lewis. But you know, I'm a Lewis fan, so that's me just probably being biased. But yeah, and then obviously finally Verstappen, I think, let him past again near to the end of the race, and I don't even know if he needed to, but it was just an absolute mess of a race. The FIA were inconsistent. I haven't even talked about the incident with the first red flag when they're sitting in the pits. Second red flag, sorry, when Verstappen pushed Hamilton off the track. Well, no, sorry, he went around the outside and cut across Lewis, and then Lewis had to sort of take avoiding action once again. And honestly, if it wasn't for Lewis avoiding all these incidents, the championship would have been over way by then, because Lewis would have been probably taken out in Spain when he had to back out of it, in Brazil, and now here. It's just ridiculous, and I think Max was well over the line. But yeah, the second red flag incident where they were sat in the pits and they were like communicating with the FIA, and they were like training him offers and stuff. Like I saw a lot of memes on social media talking about, you know, they were comparing, it's like, who wants to be a millionaire, like giving them these like 50-50 options, and like, this is, would you want to take this offer or this offer? And I'm like, why are you giving them the option? Just make a decision and stick with it. Like, this isn't deal or no deal. Like it's just insane. Like, the FIA this year is ridiculous, and Michael Massey, I swear, needs to get fired at the end of the season, because that guy is the most inconsistent steward I've ever seen in my life. So I think Michael Massey should be out of a job, and I'm now going to move on from this because I've been talking about it for 6.5 minutes already. So I do apologise, but honestly, like I said, there was so much to cover, and it was just ridiculous. So yeah, but obviously Lewis won the race in the end, and Verstappen got the 5-second time penalty. Then he got a further 10-second penalty at the end of the race with 2 penalty points. Not that really had any impact on the race at all. And I also feel like it's down to the FIA also. This is very controversial, but hear me out, and I hopefully some of you agree. Let me know if you do in the comments. But I feel like the FIA are literally doing anything they can at this point to make it how they planned it, and to make the championship joint going into the final race, because the amount of inconsistency just doesn't add up, and it all just makes sense that it would be for the championship. Like I said, I know that last statement's quite bold, but just let me know what you think in the comment section, because I think it perfectly adds up, because, you know, we've literally been in this situation so much now, it's just ridiculous. But anyway, moving on from Verstappen and Hamilton. Hamilton won the race, so I'm happy. Yay, joint points. Let's go to Abu Dhabi and win the championship. Awesome. Let's talk about Valtteri Bottas then, for Mercedes. Bottas had a bit of an unlucky one, actually. Like I said, he got a really good start. Was fine up until lap 10, then got a little bit unlucky with the red flag. And then unfortunately, obviously, that put Ocon ahead of him. And I think Daniel Ricciardo got past him as well. But he made his way up through the field, and obviously got Ocon right on the line as well. So quite a good comeback from Valtteri Bottas. You know, normally when he has a bad weekend, he never sort of recovers. But today he did, so that's a really good job. So yeah, really good day for Mercedes. And I think they've definitely got the constructors in the bag. So we'll finish off with Red Bull as well. So we'll talk about Perez. Obviously, didn't have the best of qualifyings. I think he qualified 5th behind Charles Leclerc. Didn't have the best start. I think he held position on the first few laps, and then obviously he got caught out with the red flag as well. He pitted the same time Mercedes did. I think Mercedes double stacked. And then yeah, he unfortunately had the incident with Charles Leclerc, and I think it was Pig. I think it was one of the AlphaTauris. He sort of just got sandwiched, and there was nothing that he could do. Then he was just left stranded on the side of the track waiting for someone to come and get him. But yeah, not a good day for Sergio Perez, especially when Verstappen needed him to be in that championship fight. So like I just mentioned as well, we'll do Alpine next. So Esteban Ocon finishing in 4th place. The guy held on to 3rd, more or less the entire Grand Prix. He did a fantastic job, and obviously getting involved at the restart, the second restart with Lewis and Verstappen as well. That was brilliant to see. But obviously, yeah, no, Alonso coming off a podium in Qatar, and then obviously, you know, Ocon nearly getting another one here. It was just crazy. But yeah, and the TV director didn't even show the action on the last lap. We were watching Hamilton do a whole lap coming to the end of the race, and I was like, the gap's like, they're changing position constantly. Can we see the action, please? But no, we stayed on Lewis, and then Verstappen crossed the line. We still didn't see it, and then we just saw Bottas get him right on the line. So yeah, thanks TV director for that. But you know, we're used to that in 2021 as well, inconsistency from the TV direction. But yeah, Esteban Ocon, nevertheless, brilliant drive from him in 4th place. And Fernando Alonso, like I said, coming off a podium in the last race, just a weekend to forget for him. He obviously had the spin earlier on, was out in Q2 as well. So yeah, just a horrible weekend for Fernando Alonso, and he finished in, yeah, like I said, 13th and a lap down. Someone who was back up the top again was Daniel Ricciardo in P5. Really good job from Danny. Once again, sort of kept out of trouble in the sort of red flag periods, and yeah, just held his own really. Like I said, he was ahead of Bottas, I think, for a majority of the time until he got past, and then yeah, just had the pace to hold on for 5th place. And then Lando Norris, I think he got caught out again as well. I think he got a little bit unlucky, but only finished in 10th, luckily. So we still got a point for the team. But still, they need more than that if they're going to beat Ferrari and the constructors now with only one race remaining. So next up is AlphaTauri. Once again, they looked really good throughout practice, and then sort of just fell away again in the race, unfortunately. But I felt like they had a good qualifying. Pierre Gasly finished in 6th place in the race, and Yuki Tsunoda once again had a bit of a stinker. 14th for him after having the contact with Sebastian. And then obviously got a 5-second penalty afterwards as well, which I thought was a little bit harsh because I felt like he was, you know, he kind of, his race was already ruined. I think people should only get penalties if they come off better. So say if Vettel spun out and Yuki Tsunoda carried on, I feel like that's when the penalty should occur. But yeah, a little bit unlucky for Yuki Tsunoda, and I thought the penalty, like I said, was a bit harsh as well. But yeah, nevertheless, not a good day for Yuki. Again, Ferrari were scoring points, as they always have been in these last few races of the 2021 season. Charles Leclerc finished ahead of Sainz, and I think they were pretty stuck together for the majority of the Grand Prix. They were having sort of a few scraps like here and there. But yeah, once again, more points for Ferrari, so not really much to say on them really, apart from the 2 battles that they had. Well, a few battles that they had throughout the race. Another good day was Alfa Romeo. Giovinazzi had a really good weekend, I felt, through the majority of the time. The Alfas looked really, really good this weekend. Yeah, he finished in 9th ahead of Lando, and once again, just one of those drivers who kept his nose clean and stayed out of trouble. Maybe got a little bit lucky, maybe with the red flags as well. But like I said, the Alfa seemed pretty quick this weekend. It has to be said. Alfa Romeo have definitely been a very odd team this year. Like, one minute you feel like they're going to be up there with Williams and get some more points and maybe challenge them for the constructors, and then one minute they're literally nowhere. But yeah, unfortunately for them, they're probably not going to now, but unless we have a crazy race in Abu Dhabi. But yeah, 9th place for Giovinazzi, and Kimi Raikkonen had that incident with Sebastian Vettel. I don't really know if he knew what corner was coming up next, but he sort of tried to go around the outside of Vettel, which was never going to work. They made contact, and yeah, basically there was debris everywhere. I think we had about 4 or 5 virtual safety cars for the amount of debris that was coming off Vettel's car, which I'll get onto in a second. We're going to probably do them next. And then yeah, so yeah, bit of a disappointing day for Kimi, but yeah, good day for Giovinazzi. And next up is Aston Martin. So Lance Stroll, Aston were absolutely terrible this weekend. I think they were 17th and 18th in qualifying. Just the pace was nowhere. And obviously you heard Vettel on the radio as well. He was like, what? He couldn't believe it, and neither could we. Like, the Aston Martin was nowhere this weekend. But yeah, so Lance Stroll managed to finish in 11th still. Again, didn't really see much of Stroll, I don't think. I think we saw a few scraps with him maybe here and there. But yeah, no points for Aston Martin. And obviously, like I said, Kimi and Vettel came together, and then Vettel's car was pretty much ruined. It was just shattering, shredding debris everywhere across the track. So that's what brought out a lot of the virtual safety cars, sorry. And yeah, so a weekend to forget for Sebastian Vettel, and I think he DNF'd in the end as well. Another disappointing day is Williams. Well, Nicholas Latifi got 12th, so it's not the end of the world, but obviously, you know, sort of only got those positions for the people that were struggling, like Yuki, Vettel, Raikkonen, unfortunately. So yeah, not a good day for Williams. Nicholas Latifi 12th, and George Russell got absolutely clouted by Mazepin at the, I think it was the second restart. Yeah, just got a little bit unlucky. Mazepin didn't really see what was going on ahead, and then George was obviously just going slowly to avoid the contact, and unfortunately Mazepin went up the back of him. But yeah, scoreless once again for Williams. And whilst we're on the topic, Haas, like I said, Schumacher crashed out on lap 10, which was thanks to Schumacher really, because we got this very controversial, crazy race. It was all thanks to him really. Or not thanks to him if you're a Lewis or Verstappen fan, because you probably couldn't go through that again, because honestly that was probably one of the most stressful races I've ever seen in my life. But yeah, Schumacher DNF'd, and Mazepin, like I said, went up the back of George Russell, because yeah, he didn't really see what was going on ahead of him. That part of the track is so tight, it's just impossible to see anything. But yeah, it was quite a hefty shunt, but luckily everyone was okay. So that is it, guys, for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. I need to lie down after that. I feel like I was waffling for such a long time. So this is probably going to be the longest episode of the race reaction, but I had to get it off my chest. Like I said, there was so much to talk about. It was probably one of the craziest races of the season, and that for 2021 there's loads of them, so God knows where I'm going to put that in my rank. Like I said, I'm probably going to do a podcast at the end of the season with my friend Aaron. We're going to probably go through each race and talk about the whole season as a whole. So if you guys want to see that, do give it a thumbs up. I put a poll on my TikTok actually, which will be in the link in the description of this video if you want to go vote on there. So I'm going to go do that as well. But yeah, just a crazy race, and obviously, you know, we go into Abu Dhabi joint points with Lewis and Verstappen, and whoever wins, well, whoever gets more points in the race is the champion, or if they both DNF, Verstappen wins it on most wins for the season, which is just crazy to believe. But I'm waffling again, so I'm going to end this video here, guys. So like I said, if you have enjoyed it, please do give it a thumbs up and let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you have agreed with any if you have agreed with any of my points, let me know. If you disagree, also let me know as well. I'd love to hear your opinions and thoughts of everything that happened. If you are new to the channel as well, please do subscribe, as it really helps me out. Like I said, we're trying to get around 500 subscribers by the end of the year. It's a tall order, but let's see if we can do it. But yeah, thank you very much, guys. I've been the JJ Master. Take care.